Why, oh, YouTube, it's your boy Mike Tees back at you with another video. Hey, how y'all doing? Hopefully y'all have had a blessed, productive week. How was your Memorial Day? Did you celebrate? Did you guys barbecue? What all did you get done this past week? Are you that much closer to your goals? Well, if so, congratulations. And if not, keep chucking at it. Eventually, you'll be on your way. In today's video, this video is going to be a trial and error. I got a couple of different vinyls that I do want to try to see if I can sublimate on. The first one that we're going to try to sublimate on is a Siser sub blocker. You heard me right, a sub blocker. Now, a sub blocker is usually to help with dye migration, so therefore you don't want to sub on it. It's actually to make sure that the darkness of the shirt does not turn the actual whiteness of the vinyl into a different color. For instance, I have on a blue shirt, so if I put white on top of this, it can sometimes bleed through the back, causing dye migration. That's what it's technically used for. But in this trial and error video today, I'm actually going to see if I can sublimate an image onto some Siser sub blocker. You guys are ready? Let's experiment. Let's trial and error it out. Let's see if this stuff really works. Let's grit. So I do a lot of trial and errors because they're questions that I just want to know myself. So if I want to know them, I'm pretty sure you guys want to know them. And that's why I do these. Like I said, we're going to try the Siser sub blocker to see if I can sublimate on it. If I can't and it somehow goes the wrong way instead of the right way, we're not going to cry over spilled milk. Now, the shirt that I'm using is a crop top. I've had probably like a few hundred of them for the last 2 years. I bought them on a bargain discount outlet type sort of deal. And why not give it a chance right now and see if I can sublimate on this sub blocker. Once again, the sub blocker that I am using is from Siser. You can cop this at Heat Transfer Warehouse. Links will be below in the description. The image is just something off the World Wide Web. I'm not selling this. I'm actually just wanting to see if this is going to work. So the way that I'm thinking is I'm just going to cut out a small piece of this in the shape of this Bart Simpson, and then I'm simply going to sublimate over it. I think I might actually adhere the piece of sub blocker vinyl to the actual crop top first, and then lay this on top. Now, in the past, when it's come to sublimating on things, I get this problem where the actual sublimation paper kind of sticks to the vinyl. I'm hoping that doesn't happen here, but if it does, oh well, we'll just move on to the next one. And we know that for sure we cannot dye on sub blocker, Siser sub blocker, that is. So as you can see, I have my trusted Walleye, which is the Auto Pro Press 16 by 20 slide out drawer. This thing is built Walla Tough. I have my crop top on here. I've already pressed it and it's ready to go. My temperature is supposed to be at 380 degrees and we're going to press for 45 seconds on a medium pressure. I do not want it on firm because I do not want to smash it to death. And the actual stuff that we're using is not recommended. So, Siser didn't give me the call on the phone from the president and say, hey, Mike, see if you can sublimate on that sub blocker. Heat Transfer Warehouse did not give me the call. Hey, yo, Mike, see if you can sublimate on that Siser sub blocker. This is just something that I'm doing. I'm not advising that you do it, and I'm not saying that Siser authorized for me to do it. Once again, trial and error, people. And if it doesn't work, we know it don't work. Don't try it again. Obviously, somebody's got to do the dirty work, and I'm your guy. So to be all the way transparent with you guys, I'm really going to cut both the sub blocker and the sublimated image out. By the way, shout out to Vibrant Vibes ink and sublimation paper. That's what I'm using to get the job done. And that works a little bit better. Here's the two. And I'm just simply going to cut. I'm not trying to make it to perfect. It doesn't have to be exact because this is just something that I'm trying out. On the bright side, guys, it's nice and warm outside, you know, weather, summer, fun time. Here we go. Here's the sub blocker, which we're just going to tack down. And here's the actual image. Once again, this is just a spare crop top shirt. It's not going anywhere. Already has a stain on it, and I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to go ahead and use this as an experimental shirt. So I'm just gonna close this by hand. I'm not gonna force the glue closure. And I'm gonna tack for about, I don't know, 5 seconds out there. Okay, as we can see, it has attached. Ooh, that has not adhered at all. And it's coming back off. So did I do it wrong? So currently I'm trying to take the carrier sheet off of here to actually separate it and seeing if I pressed it wrong. Once again, this is trial and error. That's what I do it for, man. I get a kick. Especially when I make a double use out of something that's not supposed to be used. All right, so I'm gonna actually set this camera down, get it focused so you guys can see it's not attached. I only pressed it for 5 seconds. You guys watch that. And I'm gonna go very slow. So sub blocker is generally it's used everywhere. The main reason you will want to use sub blocker for any good reason is for sublimation products. So let's say you already had a jersey, right? And it was a sublimated jersey. That's where the dye migration comes from. It usually comes from the fabric up through the actual vinyl. And that's why they had came out with the dye sublimation. Now this isn't completely adhered. As you guys know, I barely pressed it and you can kind of see what's going on here. But it's okay, it's experimental reasons. This right now isn't sticky, so I'm curious to see if I will be able to sublimate this image on this sub blocker. But Mike, why would you sublimate on a sub blocker? It just doesn't make sense. You know, that's a great question. But we're gonna do it anyway. I'm not worried about it being too lined up. Once again, like I said, the goal is to close this for about 45 seconds, 35 to 45 seconds, and then hopefully peel this off successfully and see that my ink has transferred over to the dye sublimation vinyl. I will give you reasons why I'm doing this and how this could possibly help me in the future. So we're gonna go ahead and close that. Let it marinate. All right, so I did press and as we see, the dye sublimation paper didn't dye as well. Now this is the shirt that's actually this dark, which it probably would work swell on just the shirt. This shirt is 50% poly, 50% cotton or crop top. But as you guys can see, the colors is not popping. And I'm just going to go ahead and say that sublimation blocker vinyl is not made to be subbed on. We need something a little bit more popping, a little bit more fuego. Okay, on to the next one. So why would I try to use something else as a sub? Why would I try to use a different vinyl or different methods to sublimate on? Reason number one, there's various methods out here that do work. You have your 3G opaque paper, you have sublimation papers, you have sublimation stickers, transfers. You also have where you can sublimate on glitters. Also, you can sublimate on cotton sub. Me, I just like to think outside the box, and I do not like to be restrained into a box. Therefore, it makes me go against the odds or against the grain, if you will, to try something new, especially when trying to get sublimation out. Not everybody loves flashy, not everybody loves glitter, so I had to find an alternative to that. Now, does cotton subs work? Absolutely. It's been my to-go-to for years. The only gripe about that is it leaves a box image, something I can't deal with. What about 3G opaque paper? To me, I don't find it as it's a temporary fix. It works for just that, a temporary fix. And with that being said, a temporary fix is not good enough for me. I need to find something that's going to be able to take the color for long periods of time. That means wash after wash after wash after wash, and not have to worry about if the customer is dissatisfied with their product or if it truly held up. So that's why I'm always doing the trial and error with the sublimations. So clearly, as you guys just seen, you cannot use Siser sub blocker to sublimate on. Well, at least I couldn't. I don't know about you guys, but I know I couldn't. So I'm going to say that's a no. Now, there's another way that I've seen, and I'm going to try to test out. But I'm going to save that one for another video. But for this video, I have another patch that I'm going to try to sublimate on. And yes, the patches you can get from Heat Transfer Warehouse. Links is down below in the description. And see how that turns out. It's actually of my Canton logo. I'm going to sublimate it onto the hat patch and then put the hat patch actually on to the hat. But I'm going to do it in two methods. Let's grit. Tragic. So about a month ago, you guys heard me talking about this Canton logo that I did for some local Canton folks around my area. This was it. I had made some smaller size so I could do this sublimation patches. These I got from Heat Transfer Warehouse, and they're about, I'm guesstimating 3 by about 4, 3 by 5, right there. And what it has is a sticky adhesive on the back, and there's some type of carrier sheet covering the sticky adhesive. My thought process is sublimate onto the patch first, then attach the patch to the hat. Let's see if that works. So what we have here is 2 different sizes that I'm going to try out with these sublimation patches. Now these patches could be used for work uniforms, they could be used for hats, like we're getting ready to do here. Name tags for uniforms. I mean, the sky is the limit. Use your imagination. If you get blanks like these, you got to figure out more than one way to get use out of it. So yes, this could go on the left chest as the name badge for sure, but it also would look nice on a hat as a patch, especially since you can sublimate graphics on it. Now the reason for the 2 different sizes is I was unsure of this size, and I try to get it to the best of my capabilities. If there's white showing at the top, bottom, sides, or any of that, I'm not going to cry over spilled milk. The goal ultimately is to get this Canton image onto the sublimation patch, and then the sublimation patch onto the hat. Can we get her done? Getting ready to see. So my heat press is at 379 degrees, or you might as well say 380 degrees, and we're going to press for 45 seconds. Is that too long? Doom, doom, doom. I'm not sure. Now, in most cases, I don't normally tape things down, but since I'm trying to go for a targeted area, I'm going to make sure that I get something to make sure that this is, you know, at least somewhat correct. And there's nothing wrong with using your heat tape. I know for the majority of my sublimation videos, I do not do this. And yes, I have a tape dispenser. So I know that my border is a little bit big. So what I'm trying to do is just capture it on both sides and not leave any whites. So bam, simply placing tape like that, putting it down to my cover sheet, and I'm just going to tape it right on top of that. And with the other one that's too small, which I know I'm going to probably more than likely have a white border on, I might not, but I'd be shocked. We're going to do the same thing. With these patches, you got to make sure that you got the right side up, as it can be tricky. Both sides are white. You're looking for the side that looks like fabric to sublimate on. The opposite side has almost like a parchment paper over it. So don't make the mistake of sublimating on the parchment paper side. Okay, we got this covered about as best as we gonna get it. And same thing, just gonna tape from here down. And now we're gonna close. I don't have any pillows up underneath this. I don't have any anything to lift the patch up. So what we see is what we get. What we get is what we see. And it's on still a medium pressure. And we're going to let it do its thing for 40 seconds. So one of the things that I'm most worried about is that adhesive on the back actually taking the paper and melting it into that. Okay, kind of stop the jump even though things are taped down. We're opening it up and we're gonna move kind of fast. Let's see how this looks. All right, hey, it ain't come out too bad. That did not come out too bad either. This back piece is what I'm most concerned about because I have to remove that to actually put on the hat. But if you ask me, I mean, the lining up could have been a little bit better, but the colors is in there, y'all. I like how it has that black stitch around it. Makes it look more, you know, authentic. That real feel. I could have backed up off the pressure a little bit as well too. So I'm trying to let my patch cool down because I know the glue is probably extra sticky, but what I'm most concerned about is the glue in this separating. Okay, still separates. We might be in there, y'all. These patches you can get from Heat Transfer Warehouse, like I said. So this is going to be the one that I attach to the hat. And I will insert a clip of what the shirt looks like. Yo, I am digging this shirt. With a hat to match, the upsells for this is probably going to be phenomenal. And once again, that graphic is nothing more than Downtown Canton's image. But do you see how that Vibrant Vibes ink pops? Yes. So you guys can get a clue. All right, let's move on to the next bit of this video. That came out so quick. We just moved from Walleye. Once again, you can get this at Heat Transfer Warehouse. Do not be afraid to go grab yourself something while it built. Because let me let you know, this right here, this has been my buddy. Wherever I go, Walleye goes. I know it don't match, but you know, it is what it is. This right here is the Bracoma. And I have it set at 300 degrees Fahrenheit. And I have it to press at 6 seconds. I'm not sure why, but we're going to bump that up just for the sake of it. And then, so a little confession real quick before I hop into this. I have been torching stuff, actually. My hats that I've done for my videos have not come out the way that I wanted to. So if this part messes up, it is what it is, y'all. I'm gonna keep that smile on my face, move with style and grace. But let's get this loaded. All right, so the light came on, and as you guys already seen, I did the patch right here, which you can get from Heat Transfer Warehouse. Like I said, that's a graphic that I made for a Canton shirt, and I'm gonna try to do something like this. So we're gonna go ahead and load it. I always leave my hat divider in there, or actually the cardboard insert. Having a little speech problem there. And I'm just going to thread it on. I never flipped the flap. You should flip the flap, but I've been doing it for a while, and the flap's not the issue. Trust. Also, a pressing pillow or some type of silicone would do this justice when it comes to the hat. Let me adjust this a little bit so you guys can get a better look. And now we're going to remove that sticky adhesive from off the back that we seen after we had pressed the hat. And as you can see, there's some stickiness right there that's going to adhere to the hat once we cook it. And we're going to place this where we think we want it. I go somewhere between the center seam and the lip. I don't want it too high, but I do not want it too low. Okay, so that worked. I'm loving how the glue worked, but that's my position. I don't want it too close to the brim, but I don't want it at the point of the hat either. I want it dead smack in the middle. And yes, guys, I see the white spot. You don't have to point out the obvious, but it's still gonna look fire. Tell me it ain't. Now let's see if we can close her. Yeah, that closed pretty easy actually. And the timer is going. Might need to adjust the pressure a little bit more. I'm gonna press that one more time and adjust the pressure. So there's this lever right here, you just lift up, and the actual lever you screw up. You can do a test check. See how that's not connecting, it's just off, it's off center, like there's room there. You want to avoid that. All right, lift open. I want some tension in there, so I am going lefty to lift up. Okay, see how it's hitting now? So I know that there's some pressure there. And we're going to attempt this again. And if it's too much pressure, it will not close properly, so we're going to find out. Let's see what happens. Nope, it won't close. That's what I'm talking about. I really got to take my time with this press. But we're going to go ahead and close it and let it read for the 8 seconds. 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hey. Release that. Remove this from there. Let's take a good look at it. Corners isn't coming up anymore. It's actually seaming into the hat. I have to dial in my pressure once again. But yo, that's not bad. The hat I think I got from Walmart or Rose's or somewhere like that. But yo, let's wrap this video up. Love that can graphic. Came out fuego. What y'all think? I'm thinking about starting a new can line. Hey. And a little bit narrow for my head, but I like to fit. You know, it is what it is. So, we've learned a couple of things today. First of all, your boy got an XL on. Not a 2X, not a large, an extra large, y'all. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm getting there. So, praise the Lord in that aspect. And as far as that journey goes, 2 things today, y'all. The first thing we did just didn't work out. Can you use Siser sub blocker to sublimate on? No, you can't. The results will look something like this. And this is just something I'm going to have to keep exploring as I am looking for more and more different methods to use as, you know, a means of sublimation. The reason why is the heavier guys, I'm speaking for one of the heavier guys, I don't like the feel of 100% polyester. But Danish, or aka Silky Socks, has a new shirt that I am most excited to try and cannot wait to get my hands on. So it's a no-go with the sub blocker and trying to sub on it as a means to do sublimation on 100% cotton. On the other hand, this patch from Heat Transfer Warehouse though, fuego! Look at that, y'all. I can't make this up. So I made this design, like I said, a couple months ago. And, you know, I didn't expect for it to come out this fire. But now I will probably rock this hat. I'll probably make my father a hat because he has the shirt. I made him a Canton shirt. You know, your boy had to make a Canton shirt for his father. By the way, Father's Day is right around the corner. So if you want to make something slick, get you some patches, make you a hat with a matching shirt. You know, figure out some sort of saying. But as always, guys, break the sky with your creativity. Don't let nobody get in the way of what it is that's destined for you. Only you can stop you. And we are in June. So the early bird special is over for the Made to Hustle event. However, you still can go over and register at madetohustle.live. Make sure you guys go ahead and do that so you can rub elbows with some of the greats in the industry. But you know, as the saying goes, all good things must come to the end. And this video, my friends, have just came to an end. Peace. No, that ain't how I end it. Ow! Ow!